Welcome to the show, everyone. I know you're wondering why these guys aren't in studio with me. Well, if you've been listening to our meteorologist covering Fern over the last couple of days, they've done a tremendous job, and that's why we're going to keep our guests safe. We didn't want them to travel into the studio. Hope you guys are staying off the roads as well. So you guys look warm and cozy. I've been in this building for the last 48 hours, so I'm warm and cozy on the bottom. I got sweatpants on for the first time for this show. We got Joe Patrick and Grant McAuley, my good friends, with me, and all 92.9 The Game show. So great to see your smiling faces, but we have to start with the Super Bowl. We got a rematch of Super Bowl 49. Let's go. Patriots and Seahawks set for Super Bowl 60 this year in Santa Clara, just 2 weeks from now right here on 11 Alive. Storylines galore in this one, you guys. Joe, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
It's really, the two teams, the two organizations, I think, that are deserving to win, not just to make the Super Bowl this year, but for what they've done for the last 10 years, 20 years. We obviously know that the Patriots have this long history of Super Bowls under Tom Brady, but then to, kind of come out in a different era and prove it once again. Under Robert Kraft, the owner, with Mike Vrabel. I know we'll talk about him in a little bit. And then the Seattle Seahawks as well. Just an unbelievable story. The GM there, John Schneider, has now been to 2 Super Bowls with the Seahawks with 0 players on each of those 2 rosters, the first GM ever to do that with the same team. So just 2 really well-run organizations this year.
Could potentially be a little bit of redemption for Sam Darnold. Such a cool story for that quarterback. If you remember, he said he was seeing ghosts when he was in a Jets uniform playing the Patriots. Now he's going to meet up with them in California and hope to lift the Lombardi over them, which would be so insane. Grant, same for you. What do you think about this matchup? It's a good one.
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating, too, when we talk about that rematch factor, because there's a lot of time that's passed, and now these are 2 teams that are seemingly, at least for the Patriots now, on the rise. A very different look for them. For the Seahawks, yeah, it's going to be totally different personnel, but I think a familiar feeling for them, and the redemption has to be on their mind. There's a little bit of unfinished business between these 2 teams. I think that's kind of a fun storyline, even if a little bit of time has passed. It should be an intriguing matchup, and obviously we got a couple of really different style games to get us there for these 2 teams to punch their tickets.
Yeah, for sure. What a championship Sunday. So phenomenal that you guys were all able to watch from home, just cozy by the fire, all that good stuff, just enjoying all the football. And I think it's funny because a lot of people were annoyed that the Chiefs kept making the Super Bowl. They felt the same way about the Patriots. This is a new era of Patriots team. So Chiefs are not in, Patriots are back. A lot of people disgruntled about this, but Drake May, he's an exciting quarterback, Joe. He's very young. He's the second youngest quarterback to start in a Super Bowl behind Dan Marino. What does this run for him actually mean for the future of the Patriots with him as the signal caller?
I mean, it's let's be honest, it's unfair. The other teams just get things that us Falcons fans, we hope and dream of these kinds of things for so long. But I mean, obviously, it sets up the Patriots to just be in contention year in, year out. Like, that is the kind of quarterback play you need. Not just that Drake May is giving the Patriots good quarterback play, but it's the way that he does it with the creation, the play extension. That is the kind of thing that you need to succeed in the modern NFL. And he's certainly shown that he's capable of doing it and not get hurt in the interim. Like, that's the big thing, is like when a lot of quarterbacks want to be able to play this way, but they can't keep themselves healthy. Drake May's done a great job this year.
Let's stick with the Falcons theme here, because Drake May was in the same draft class as Michael Penix Jr. Okay, the Falcons did not have an opportunity to draft him. But when you think about the Falcons, they interviewed the 2 head coaches that are going to be playing in the Super Bowl when Raheem Morris got the job. My X or Twitter, people are very unhappy that I tweeted that out. Let's start with Mike Vrabel, Grant, because he took a 4-win Patriots team, goes in there, turned them into a Super Bowl contender in 1 season. It's the team he played for, by the way. How impressive is this turnaround that Vrabel has had in New England?
No, it's extremely impressive, and it's uncommon, obviously. I mean, when you go back into an organization, even one you know really well, but it's just not up to that level that you expect it to be or that it has been in the past, you knew you had to roll up your sleeves and get some work done. They just got it done very quickly. Now, drafting a franchise quarterback will certainly help you out with that, and Drake May's a guy that, if New England was in the market for a guy who could be a perennial MVP winner, it looks like they got another one of those. So that certainly helps them out. But what he's been able to do, and I think this is something that, we'll talk about this as we get to it, the consistency, the culture, the things that you need to have in place, it appears that New England was able to put it in place with talent and get the most out of that talent. And it appears that for New England, they're just on the rise again. So it's kind of the blueprint for what you'd love to see for Kevin Stefanski and for the Atlanta Falcons in the future. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but obviously the turnaround is very impressive, and it happened in a very short amount of time.
Mike Vrabel, by the way, can make NFL history. He could become the first guy to win a Super Bowl with the team not only he played for, but a team he coached for as well. Really cool stuff. Let's flip to the Seattle Seahawks head coach. He went to Centennial High School. It's the Mike Super Bowl, Mike versus Mike. So Mike McDonald went to Centennial and Georgia Joe. He's got an unbelievable team out there in Seattle. What exactly is exciting about the way that he's put this group together?
Yeah, to me, he is the prototype modern NFL head coach. And I know when a lot of people think of that, they think about actually the Sean McVays, the Kyle Shanahans, the offensive play callers. But I think the NFL right now is marked as like the trademark of it is just these defenses and the way that they're playing and how hard it is to play quarterback in this environment with what these defenses are doing. Mike McDonald is one of those guys who's really instituted that, going back to when he was the DC at Baltimore, from what he did at Michigan.
Yeah.
And certainly he just shows incredible chops on the tactical side of the ball that puts his players in great positions to make plays and win games.
Yeah, I mean, puts a lot of pressure on us here in Atlanta when you see guys like that turning around a team so quickly. Really, really quickly, I do want to talk about another local connection, Matthew Stafford, who obviously will not be playing in the Super Bowl, but he's had such an NFL caliber MVP season. He's a finalist, so is Drake May, but obviously that is cut short now, Grant. But what do you love about the way that Matt has played in his 17th year in the NFL?
He just continues to find ways, and I think he's getting better the older he gets, and perhaps that's something that speaks to, taking that experience and being able to just make yourself that much better, being able to take those lessons, being able to apply, and obviously being talented. The guy's a gunslinger. I would expect nothing less than to see him back in this kind of position in the future, but just one of those things where sometimes the cast around you, some of the plays that don't go your way, you can't lay it all at Matt Stafford's feet. I think he gave the Rams an incredible season, and that's not altogether surprising because I think it's what makes him one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
That is for sure. We'll see who ends up winning that MVP.